Hello, friends, and welcome back to the new episode of r/IDontWorkHereLady, Karen. Karen never changes. And our first story about the crazy soccer mom in the store. What part of fishnets and leather says I work at Malwart, you old hag? Oh boy, how have I not found this thread sooner? Have I got a doozy for you, all from a couple months back? Okay, to preface this, I, female, 20, had an incredible micromanaged childhood. So when I moved out at 16, I rebelled and dressed however I wanted to. I was what I affectionately referred to as goth light, which was totally left field for the small town I grew up in. I started working the day I turned 18 and have never had a job where I didn't have to wear a uniform of some sort, so my aesthetic has pretty much dropped off in the name of professionalism. I only dress up when I go out with friends, and I'm a graveyard shift worker, so I stop by our friendly neighborhood Walmart because there's literally nothing else open in tiny town USA at 6 a.m. to pick up some brake fluid for my craptastic Cherokee. Let me set the scene. It's bleep o'clock, and I'm wearing my Doc Marten boots with fishnet tights under my black denim shorts, some strappy tank top and fire engine red leather jacket while I'm wandering the automotive section. Walmart employees wear blue polo shirts and, I think, black pants. Either way, there's no way in hell you could see my attire and think I work there. So I'm walking around the aisle looking for brake fluid, and I finally see it on the end cap. Then I hear the foreboding ahem behind me that I recognize all too well from the year I spent in retail hell. I look over my shoulder and don't see anyone, so I shrug it off and squat down to grab the generic cheaper fluid. Then I see this woman come rushing around the corner of the aisle and stop directly behind me. She's standing so close, I can't even stand up, so I crane my neck and look over my shoulder like, what the hell are you doing? Now, this lady was every Karen stereotype that comes to mind, from the never lost the baby weight but still thinks she's a trophy wife to, and I'm not kidding, the let me speak to your manager asymmetrical haircut with chunky highlights that should have died back in 2007. This bee looked like she stepped out of a homeowners association pamphlet and drove her luxury minivan right into the effing Walmart at 6 a.m. To give her some credit, she did move through the customary, you work here, right, but didn't give me a chance to respond before she delves into a series of 5 orders and questions about where something is and how I'm going to walk my happy butt all the way across the store to get it for her. I'm just looking at this bee incredulously and waiting for her to pause for a freaking breath. Finally, she snaps, "Are you effing stupid? I want your manager now." At this point, I haven't gotten a GD word in edgewise, and I'm not a timid person, so I spin on my heels and stand up, forcing her to take a step back. She starts screeching like a damn banshee that I'm assaulting her, and I knew in T-minus 30 seconds, real employees are going to come running. I stand my ground and glare at her. I said something along the lines of, "Look, lady, I do not effing work here," and gesture to my fishnets. Before she can start screaming again, I put my finger up and shamelessly rip into her saying, "I'm glad I don't work here," and I tell her she's a nightmare customer and a crap person. She starts hollering and I refuse to yell back, so I turn heel and walk away. This audacious cow has the nerve to follow me, telling me I'm obviously a slut for dressing like that. Can't believe my manager would let me represent the company like that, and she's going to have both of our jobs. I flip her off over my shoulder and pass one of the employees rushing to the auto section on my way out. I grin at him and say, "Clean up on aisle 10, soccer moms offer meds again," and head for self-checkout. As I was leaving, I saw one of the local police officers coming in, obviously responding to the disturbance. There's pretty much always at least one patrol car in their designated parking spot at all times. We jokingly call Walmart the second station. I smiled and waved at him and got in my car and went home laughing all the way. Sadly, there's no medication that can cure that amount of stupid. And our next story. I sold a car at a dealership I don't work at. So for those of you just tuning in to DP's Storytime channel, last episode, I was apparently mistaken for a police officer. This time, it was a very nice lady and her son at the local Ford dealership. Now a little backstory about me. I sell Mazdas at the local Mazda dealer. It was a Thursday and I was off, getting some work done on my car. But in the meantime, I was looking at all of the Mustangs on the lot and dreaming about the day I could own a 2015 GT in deep impact blue. Anyway, I was still dressed relatively nice with a pea coat and black slacks. I heard sort of a quiet voice call me from behind, and I see a lady with her son standing there, also looking at the Mustangs. She's now Mustang Lady, and her son is MK, Mustang Kid. Sounds like a cool name for a Western. ML. Excuse me, sir. We have a few questions about this Ford Mustang you have here. Can you help us? Oh, I don't work here, I say, but I do know a bit about the car. I own one myself. What can I answer for you? Well, does this have a good sound system? He was standing next to a 2013 Mustang Premium, and this one was black on black. Long story short, I went over the features of the Mustang and the pitfalls during winter, but he wanted the car. Mom said he could use her older Escape during the winter if need be. That settled that. Mom, I like this car. It's cool. I want to drive it. I don't regret one day in my Mustang, I tell him. It's awesome. Well, can you work up some financing for us, she says. Again, she forgot I didn't work there, and I guess I slipped into the standard salesman routine. Sorry, I can't do that since I don't work for the Ford dealer. Let's find a salesman, though. I can introduce you and help you get set up quickly. By the way, on a $20,000 car with good credit and your down payment, you should be at roughly $300 for 60 months on this car. Also, get the extended warranty because it'll cover a lot of the little things like what I'm in for today. After that, we walked inside and I introduced her to the desk manager, who got her set up with a gentleman I was talking to earlier about the new 2015 Mustang. As I chatted with the manager for a moment, I heard her say that, pending a test drive, she would buy the Mustang and the warranty. Also, she wanted the tire and wheel protection package. The manager turns to me, so you're her friend? She just bought that car. Me. Nope, just one of your service customers, but I sell cars just down the street from you at local Mazda. We don't have anything like a Mustang, and I own one, so I figured it wouldn't hurt to lend a hand. You realize that in your day off, you still ended up working? Crap. We had a good laugh after that and parted ways. As I was waiting for my car to finish, they were finalizing the paperwork, and once again I heard her ask for the salesman who initially helped her because she wanted, and I quote, that he not get forgotten with the commission. Apparently, after talking with the salesman a bit, he would end up making a good amount of money on the car too, so I helped a kid get a car and a salesman make some money. But still, I worked on my day off. And our third story for today. I don't care about the cost, just get it done. So I work for a maintenance and renovation company in Finland. My work consists mainly of customer service, answering the phone and talking to customers in person in the rare case that they show up to our office. Maybe 70% of the calls we get come from the same few people who are impossible to please and usually very rude. The woman in this story was one of the worst people I've ever had the pleasure of dealing with. She wasn't reasonable in any way whatsoever and usually just resorted to shouting at me or my coworkers. What made the matter worse is that she was the chairman of the board of her condominium, which is in no way impressive since usually no one wants to do the job. It doesn't pay anything, and the board consists of just the more active residents. For some unknown reason, it still boosts the ego of some people so much that they think everyone is beneath them. Go figure. This brings us to the MC itself. The apartment building she lives in has a big garage, and it says in our contract that we must wash it once every year. It's a big job. It lasts for about 10 hours if 2 people are on it. Still, our company has washed it twice every year because the garages near this one need to be washed twice a year, and no one ever remembers that this one only gets it once a year. About a month had passed since the last wash. That's when this phone call happened. Me. Hey, company customer service, this is UNNYY. How can I help you? Colossal B. What the hell is going on here? Me. I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about, ma'am. The effing garage, you idiot! It's dirty and making my car dirty. The contract says that we need to wash the garage once a year, and I don't even care about your bullcrap excuses. It needs to be washed twice a month. If you idiots can manage it. This is obviously idiotic. But, ma'am, it's going to cost I don't even care, just get it done. And she hangs up. Since she had the authority to make this kind of call, I decided to take her request seriously. I know that it was absolutely ridiculous and would 100% bite her in the butt at some point. I talked to my boss and he gave me the green light. I confirmed her request via email because I wanted to cover my butt and have the order in writing. Now, washing a garage this size costs usually about $1,000 to $1,500 when embedded into a bigger contract. But since this was extra work, it cost a lot more. So every month we billed them about $5,000 more than usual. I still don't know how, but it took them 3 months to notice that their costs had dramatically increased. Obviously, many of the other residents of the building had asked why we're washing the garage twice a month now. It's a big inconvenience since they need to move their cars. We just answered that it's the new policy of the chairman of the board. When the board finally noticed, they contacted our CEO and me. We explained the situation, and CB tried to cause a big fuss, calling us liars and such. I wish I could have seen her face when I sent her and the whole board a copy of the email in which she had, with quite colorful wording, demanded us to wash the garage twice a month, writing, "I don't care about the cost. Try to effing understand." She was replaced on the board and no longer has any say about the building's affairs. Most of the other people in the apartment building know that she's a colossal C. Me and my coworkers absolutely love it. We have a statement ready for every time she calls about something other than her own apartment. Sorry, ma'am, we've been informed that you no longer have any say regarding the business of the apartment building. If, however, you have a problem regarding your own apartment, feel free to contact us again. This drives her absolutely insane. I'm pretty sure she's going to murder one of us. But it's so worth it. And thank you all for watching the video to the end. I'll see you in the next one.